What are the top 10 stocks that Robinhood investors are buying in May 2020? That's exactly what I'm going to go through with you guys here today. So we're going to walk through each of these 10 positions and I'm going to share with you my thoughts on these stocks, and I'm going to tell you whether I think that they're a buy or not here in May 2020. Now, if you agree or disagree with me, just leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know your reasonings as to why as well. And also guys, I'm not sure if this is a series you want to see continued on the channel as a monthly series. And if it is, let me know in the comment section down below and smash that like button so I can continue making content like this for you guys. So what we're going to do here is go from the most popular stock to the least popular stock in our top 10. And not surprisingly guys, you're going to see a lot of common names recently here on YouTube. And I'm talking about oil stocks and airline stocks. So anyways, let's get into it. Here's stock number 1. So not surprising to see, but here we have an airline stock as the number 1 most popular stock, and it's down over 65% year to date. Now I expect this may actually continue to decline for the foreseeable future, along with other airline companies, as we now know that Warren Buffett completely sold out of his airline stocks. And in my opinion, this is going to drive more selling in retail, which could lead to further downside in these companies. American Airlines is not a very strong position company when it comes to their balance sheet, which is why the stock has tumbled so far down this year. Now, in the last week or so, as we got into May 2020, there were 48,449 new Robinhood investors that bought into American Airlines stock, which most likely was due to the seemingly cheap price of the stock. Now, my stance remains on American Airlines that this company could realistically still go bankrupt here in 2020 despite government aid, so this is not a buy for me. The second most popular stock is Gilead, which is up 27% from its lows year to date. Gilead is a company behind the medication that is aimed at fighting and reducing the effects of the recent issue we're facing, and investors are extremely optimistic here on the treatment of this medicine and how the company is going to benefit from this. Unfortunately though, Gilead is trading on optimism here, and the company will most likely not be making much, if any, money out of this medication. My suspicion is that most investors are buying into this company because they are close to a treatment. But just remember guys, just because this company comes out with a treatment, it does not mean it's a good financial investment. A whopping 46,839 new Robinhood users bought this stock recently, but I'm personally not buying into Gilead at these levels as I don't believe it's a sound investment. So interest has peaked a ton in General Electric, making it the third most popular stock, down just over 50% from its peak year to date. GE is a business that I could see actually turning around in the next few years. However, a big portion of their revenue is from Boeing, and their reliance on Boeing for the engines means that they could continue to suffer until Boeing can get back up on its feet. Now, I think if you wanted exposure to this industry, GE may be a good value play here because it does have a decently good balance sheet, unlike many of the other companies on this list. GE added 45,225 new Robinhood users recently, and if I had to choose today, I would consider GE as an investment, but probably still opt to maybe go with another industrial stock like 3M, because I think that 3M, even though it's down significantly right now, is a stronger business and in my opinion will recover stronger and quicker than GE. Here we go, number 4, another airlines company, and this time it's Delta, which is down over 61% from its highs year to date. Delta, along with American, is facing probably their toughest time in their history, with air travel essentially grinding to a halt recently. And clearly this is reflected in their stock price as it has nosedived, no pun intended, in recent weeks as things escalated. Also, along with American Airlines, Buffett confirming his sale on airlines won't help Delta Airlines in my opinion, especially in the short term. Delta did add 38,383 new users here, and again this is probably due to its low share price and attractiveness to potentially doubling your money in short order. My stance here remains the same as it did with American Airlines. This is not a stock I would buy because bankruptcy is still a possibility. Good old Carnival here made the list, and this is a stock that I own and is down 73% from its highs year to date. The cruise lines, along with the airlines, got rocked due to the global issue, and could fundamentally be changed forever going forward. However, at current prices here, I do see a lot of upside in cruises, and unlike airline stocks, I do believe that these companies can be a lot more profitable in the future. The one concern that I have here is that this is in the leisure industry, so if consumers globally are hurt financially because of this issue, this industry has a possibility of facing very tough times, including bankruptcy. Carnival is leveraged pretty high right now, and really the bet is that they need things to go back to somewhat normal by 2021, or things could take a turn for the worse. 30,177 new investors bought into Carnival recently, and I hope this is a risk that they have accounted for. Stock number 6 is a new stock here I've never really talked about on the channel, and this is TherapeuticsMD, and it's down just over 50% year to date. As soon as I saw the share price of the stock, I looked into their market cap, and yep, as suspected, this is a pure play penny stock. This company has a market cap of around $375 million, and honestly is just what I would consider a pure gamble. I'm willing to bet that most investors who bought into this stock have bought it on hype because this company's balance sheet is absolutely horrible. I personally will not be buying into this stock, and I can say that with a high degree of confidence here. However, unlike me, 30,026 new investors felt this was a good gamble or investment, and I wish them all the best of luck with this investment, honestly. Now, this next holding is actually one that Google Finance did not have listed, so I had to pull up an alternative chart here, and we can see that this is an oil fund. Similar to USO, which has picked up tons of popularity recently, this holds crude oil futures and is down significantly year to date. This fund is owned and managed by ProShares, and it's not a stock and shouldn't be traded like one either. However, 29,591 new Robinhood users picked up this fund recently, and my fear is that most of them think that this is like any other oil stock, and they will be in for a world of pain, in my opinion, if oil demand continues to stay weak in the near term. Personally, this is not an investment for me, as I tend to stay away from commodities in general, as it's just too unpredictable for me to actually invest in. NAT stock here had to make the list, as it's one of the most popular stocks on YouTube recently. So from its bottom year to date, the stock is up nearly 150%. However, since it started gaining popularity on YouTube, it's down over 25% from peaking at just over $8 per share. Does this mean it won't rebound? No, it's possible, but if you're gambling here in the short term on the stock, I really hope you have a backup plan. It's very likely that things don't go according to plan and the stock continues to decline from here on out. Remember, usually when everyone and their dog wants to get into an investment, it's usually a good time to stay away from that investment and close out of your position, because we're typically close to the peak, if not already at the peak. 28,231 new investors on Robinhood picked up NAT recently, and while this may be seen as kind of a contrarian play on oil directly, it is still extremely risky and isn't a company I'm buying. At number 9 here is a new company once again, Callon Petroleum Company, which is an oil company as well. It's down over 80% from its year-to-date high, and this could end very badly for this stock and its shareholders. Currently, its market cap is $325 million and is trading under $1 per share, so it has a high risk of getting delisted from the New York Stock Exchange as well. Now, what this means is that they most likely will do what Aurora did recently, which is dilute their shareholders and probably do a reverse split to get their stock price artificially high once again to stay listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Now, I don't like how things are headed here for oil, and this company seems to be one that probably won't make it out of this crisis. However, 27,132 Robinhood investors bought this stock recently, and this deeply concerns me. Typically, a stock trading under $1 with such a small market cap is a huge red flag for me, but I know that many new investors see this as a potential to make big gains. So if you're holding CPE and watching this video, please take the time to look into the company and really understand what it is that you own and if it makes sense to continue holding this stock. I'm staying far away from this stock. So coming in at number 10 to close out our top 10 here for May 2020 is United Airlines, which is another massive US airline company, down 70% year to date. As with Delta and American Airlines on this list, it concerns me that investors are flocking into these companies without understanding the true risk behind them. Yes, people gotta fly, and yes, airlines will be around. However, it doesn't guarantee that these are the airlines that will make it through this. Honestly, guys, I don't know if all of these companies will make it out of this crisis, but I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of them fold and file for bankruptcy because of this crisis. Many think that because they are getting government aid that they will be just fine, and while that may be true in the short term, over the longer term their businesses may need more cash, and if they don't get it from the government, shareholders will get wiped out, in my opinion, in a Chapter 11 restructuring or even a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. The risk to reward here is high, as with the other airline companies, and if they make it out of this crisis, there's definitely money to be made. But for me, neither Delta, United, nor American are attractive enough for me to put money into. At least 26,904 Robinhood investors disagree with me, and there's over 200,000 holding this stock on the Robinhood platform. So if this is you, please let me know in the comment section down below your reasoning for risking your capital here with United and why you continue to hold this stock. It's quite shocking because between United, Delta, and American, there were about 115,000 new Robinhood investors that bought into this stock just in this past week. And then of course, this past weekend, we had Buffett come out and publicly say, yes, they did sell out of all of their airline stocks in the last month. I think it's going to lead to a lot of selling here in retail investors, a lot of panic, a lot of fear, and it's probably going to drive to a lot of losses here for these new investors. And also, guys, all these companies that we covered here are what I would consider high risk, and a couple of them are penny stocks, which are just pure gambles. GE may be the only exception here, but again, it's not a business that I'm personally interested in. There are better industrials out there, maybe Honeywell, maybe 3M, that could be better placed here, that are stronger businesses financially. And I was really disappointed that not even one premium stock made this list here in May 2020. However, if we continue this series, maybe we'll see at least one great stock in the next month's edition. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video and you want me to continue this series, all you have to do is hit that like button down below and let me know in the comment section. But either way, hope you learned something out of this, and if you do hold any of these 10 stocks, let me know your reasoning in the comment section down below as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.